You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Philip Kaufman, filling in for Julia Wiegand. 8 people were killed and several others injured during a mass shooting at a FedEx facility near the Indianapolis airport. Police received a report of gunfire at the facility shortly after 11 Thursday night. Numerous witnesses said that they saw the suspect enter the building with a rifle in his hand. He began yelling and started to fire the weapon, killing 8 people before turning the gun on himself shortly before police arrived. 5 others had to be taken to the hospital, and 1 was said to be in critical condition. The shooter, whose motive and connection to the facility remain unclear, was identified as 19-year-old Brandon Scott Hull. His house was being searched by the FBI, which is also conducting interviews. FedEx is cooperating with authorities and released a statement saying that they're deeply shocked and saddened by the loss of their team members. The Pennsylvania Department of Health notified all COVID-19 vaccine providers yesterday that the pause on Johnson & Johnson's vaccine will be extended until April 24th. The pause was initially implemented until April 20th to give the CDC and FDA time to review 6 instances where blood clots occurred. An emergency meeting was held earlier this week by the CDC's advisory committee and ended without a vote to change the current recommendation to pause J&J's vaccine. The committee is expected to meet again about the matter within the next 10 days. In the meantime, anyone who's received the J&J vaccine and experienced symptoms such as severe headache, shortness of breath, or leg pain should seek medical attention immediately. The CDC has been monitoring the COVID-19 vaccine results. Approximately 5,800 Americans got the coronavirus after receiving the vaccine out of over 75 million people who've been fully vaccinated. According to statistics, 74 fully vaccinated people have died and 7% have had to be hospitalized. Pfizer and Moderna vaccines have proven to be 95% effective at preventing severe COVID infections. Overall, the vaccines are being deemed as safe and effective and are critical in controlling the spread of the virus. A Bloomsburg couple was charged by a federal grand jury with perpetrating a bank fraud and money laundering scheme through the COVID Relief Paycheck Protection Program. 63-year-old Daryl Corradini and 57-year-old Vicky Hackenberg conspired to steal $300,000 in funds. They allegedly created fake accounts to fraudulently obtain the money. The case was investigated by the IRS Criminal Investigation Division, and the duo was charged with conspiring to commit bank fraud and 2 counts of committing bank fraud, among similar charges. If convicted, the couple could face over 30 years in prison. Upgrades are on the way for Klein Township. The township received final approval from the U.S. Department of Agriculture for a grant to help pay for a new 2020 Ford Utility Explorer for their police department. The board's also looking to strengthen the police force by providing stable equipment and hiring a new full-time or near full-time officer. And the township has a new piece of equipment too, after being awarded a Case 521E front end wheel loader from East Goshen Township through Municipid. Supervisor Chairman Dale Wesner said that updating the township's fleet of vehicles is a major goal of the supervisors. Klein Township's also waiting on word from 2 other $275,000 grants earmarked for street resurfacing. A Luzerne County Councilman's proposal to reduce the penalty fee on county property taxes was rejected. The proposal made by Councilman Walter Griffith would have reduced the penalty fee on county property taxes paid between June 16th and December 31st from 10% to 1%. Griffith argued that many county residents are still struggling financially due to the pandemic. According to Councilman Tim McGinley, the proposal would cost the county about $1 million in lost tax revenue and wouldn't be fair to property owners who have paid their tax bill due by the due date. Council members Griffith, Stephen Urban, Harry Haas, and Linda McCloskey-Hauk voted in favor of reducing the late payment penalty fee, while the other 7 voted no. State police seized more than $17.7 million in illegal drugs during the first quarter of 2021. According to the release, troopers confiscated $17.7 million worth of cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, methamphetamines, and other illicit drugs. From January 1st through March 31st, they seized 253 pounds of cocaine, 361 pounds of meth, and 58 pounds of heroin and fentanyl from Pennsylvania communities. They also collected 924 pounds of prescription and other medication as part of its drug take-back program. There's currently 65 drug take-back boxes at PSP stations across the Commonwealth to safely dispose unused or unwanted medication 24/7. The Department of Labor and Industry released its employment situation report for March. Pennsylvania's unemployment rate was down 0.1 of a percentage point over the month to 7.3% in March. The U.S. rate declined 0.2 of a percentage point from February to 6%. The Commonwealth's unemployment rate was 2.2 percentage points above its March 2020 level, while the national rate was up 1.6 points over the year. More information is available online at dli.pa.gov. Knoebels earned the Certified Autism Center designation for its continued dedication to providing inclusive and accessible options for guests. The CAC designation from the International Board of Credentialing and Continuing Education Standards requires at least 80% of guest-facing staff complete position-specific autism training and requires a commitment to ongoing training and renewal every 2 years. The park also underwent an on-site review which includes the creation of sensory guides to help guests understand how each ride or attraction may impact the 5 senses. Knoebels will also host an Autism Awareness Day on June 6th. So visit knoebels.com/events for all the details. Coming up on WYLN News, ever want to crack open a cold one with your canine best friend? Plus, recapping how it felt for the Comets to play ball at the arena. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I'm 5 years old. It's kind of partly cloudy and it's kind of cold.
We all need a midweek pick-me-up, and WYLN TV 35 is your home for good news on Wednesdays. Catch our brand new special feature Wednesdays on WYLN News and post it on WYLN News Facebook page. Plus, all our good news stories will also be printed in the WYLN TV Pennies Classified Good News Bulletin, distributed throughout the community and digitally on our website. If you have good news to share, contact us to be featured in our special Good News edition. Good events, good people, good jobs, all good news.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Hey guys, it's Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. When you go to a restaurant, would you go to one that only has one item on the menu? No. Look at the selection. We are overloaded with Jeeps. Whether if you want a Jeep Grand Cherokee, a Jeep Renegade, Dodge Charger, Dodge Challenger, Ram trucks, we got it all. With all this inventory, why would you bother going anywhere else? Come on down and see the huge selection at Blaze Alexander Greater Hazleton, or jump online at blazealexander.com and see where we take those deals the other guys won't.
Busch Beer wants to pay your dog $20,000 to taste test its new canine-friendly brew. The company announced it's hosting a contest to hire a 4-legged chief tasting officer for its popular Busch Dog Brew. To enter, submit a picture of your promising pup on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter with the hashtag BushCTO contest. You also need to follow Bush Beer on whichever platform you use to submit your photo, and your account and/or post must be set to public so the sponsors can find it. Bush will continue accepting entries through April 28th. Winners get $20,000, 10 4-packs of Bush Dog Brew, and an $800 prepaid card to purchase pet insurance for your dog. Last year's first batch of the alcohol-free Bone Broth Dog Brew sold out in 24 hours. If you've been thinking about adopting a pet, well, there's no time like the present. So check out the SPCA of Luzerne County for all breeds, shapes, and sizes of pets. The shelter has some more furry friends for you to check out this week. Everyone, meet Scout. She's an adorable young senior who's about 8 years old. She loves water, playing fetch, and would much rather be in a single dog home so she could be your one and only. And up next is Bandit. He's a friendly fella who enjoys lots of attention. He lost his home due to an unfortunate event and is ready for a new one. You can check Bandit out at the shelter's PetSmart partner in Wilkes-Barre. Call 570-825-4111 and come on down to check out these featured pets and more while the shelter continues to adopt out new best friends amid the pandemic. Calling all future Major League All-Stars, Hazleton Little League is on the search for players. The Hazleton Little League will be having sign-ups starting tonight at Hazleton City Hall from 6 to 8 p.m. If you aren't able to get your small-sized silver slugger down to sign-ups tonight, well, no worries. You can also visit City Hall tomorrow from 10 a.m. to noon, or visit Coryell Stadium this upcoming Monday and Tuesday from 5 to 8 p.m. All those interested must bring proof of address, their child's birth certificate, and medical insurance information. Registration fees are $65 for the first child, $55 for the second, and $45 for the third. So come on down and step up to the plate for Hazleton Little League. WYLN's all-time OT hero, Marty Burns, was drafted to the news for the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off-season across our viewing area. This week, he's chatting with Crestwood boys basketball coach Mark Atherton. So, let's talk sports. Here's part 5.
Coach, we cut off the last segment talking about the strange circumstances leading up to Championship Friday, getting the district championship. But one of the neat things was your team was allowed to go up to the arena, get their medals. You know, you always, if you've been to the arena for championship weekend, you get to see the teams that win, get to have their picture taken. Your team also got to have that opportunity.
Yeah, I thought it was important. I mean, in a year of where nothing was normal, we try to make as many things normal as possible. So when we, got the word about the game, one thing we quickly asked, and I asked our athletic director, can he arrange for us to go down to the arena, put a uniform on, have these kids be able to experience to walk on that court. And so, I'm thankful for the PIAA to make those arrangements. We were able to get on the bus. We went down there just like a normal game. They brought their bag. They brought everything. As a matter of fact, a couple of our players even wore their arm sleeves. They wear it. So and I told them, gear up. I don't want anybody in like flip-flops. Gear up like you're going to play a game and like we just won a game. So we were able to come. I gave all the medals in a little ceremony we did in the locker room with our kids, and then we went outside and thankful again for, Frank Majikis presented us with the trophy. We were able to get the plaque. We then took a picture, and it was really special because our parents got some pictures, there was some video, and the kids got what they deserved, that they were able to get a picture and memories.
And be sure to check out this week's entire half-hour episode of Let's Talk Sports Saturday at 2 and 8:30 p.m. and again Sunday at noon and 5:30 p.m. Coming up on Milton's News Choice, Your Week in Review, courtesy of Julia Wiegand. Plus, we continue with iLead leading the way into our final segment. Stay with us.
Hey, Dr. Alex here with another Feel Good Friday. So today we're talking about your discs, how to keep them healthy, what it feels like when they're not doing well, and preventative stuff like that. First off, everyone knows that you have to lift with your knees when you're going to pick up stuff off the floor to protect your discs. The reason is, We're trying to take the pressure off of the front of the disc. And when you lift with your knees, you're less likely to lose that nice curvature in your back, which prevents there being all this pressure on the bottom disc when you straighten out your back. And really, you want to make sure that you have good core stability so that also takes pressure off the disc, because your muscles can do it instead of your discs. Now, if you ever get back spasms, especially after a hard day of lifting and doing whatever, or pain that goes down the leg at all, go right to your chiropractor. This could be your last warning before disc herniation. And if you see me beforehand when it's just those little spasms, it's a couple times and it'll be great. If you see me after disc herniation, it's a few weeks longer, like 6 weeks. So keep that in mind, feel good.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
What's on TV? Plenty. WYLN TV 35, the best in local programming.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Monday. Governor Tom Wolf and the COVID-19 task force announced that all adults in Pennsylvania would be eligible to schedule a COVID-19 vaccination appointment. Workers in the state's 1C phase became eligible Monday, meaning employees who work in industries such as public safety, transportation, and media could make their appointments. Pennsylvania was originally going to open up eligibility to all adults on April 19th, but decided to move the date up, as the state needs to maintain its accelerated vaccine rollout. So as of Tuesday, April 13th, all adults were officially eligible to schedule. Providers in the Commonwealth administered over 6 million vaccines so far, which is ranked among the top 20 states for first-dose vaccinations. Tuesday. One man is dead following a road rage incident Monday afternoon in Schuylkill County. According to police, 2 vehicles stopped along Route 61 in West Brunswick Township around 2 p.m. When both men exited their vehicles, 38-year-old George Marsison was allegedly stabbed to death by 29-year-old Tamir Whitted of Pottsville. Marsison was pronounced dead at the scene by a Schuylkill County deputy coroner. Whitted allegedly fled the scene, but was pulled over just a few miles up the road by Orwigsburg police. He was taken into custody and charged with first-degree murder, third-degree murder, and aggravated assault, among other charges. Wednesday. Pennsylvania State Police and the Carbon County District Attorney's Office held a press conference Wednesday morning regarding a 44-year-old Carbon County cold case. Thanks to modern technology and public DNA databases, the profile of Beth Doe was finally matched to her nephew living in Florida. That led to interviews with his father living in Stroudsburg, which would be her brother. After multiple interviews with him and his sisters, the identity of the victims were confirmed: Evelyn Colon of New Jersey and her unborn baby, Emily Grace. The man accused of the crime, 63-year-old Louis Sierra of Ozone Park, New York, was arrested and is now facing justice. Sierra allegedly strangled, fatally shot, and dismembered his then-pregnant girlfriend Evelyn back in 1976, before placing her remains in suitcases that were eventually discovered on the bank of the Lehigh River in Carbon County. Sierra appeared for an arraignment in Weatherly Tuesday and was denied bail due to the homicide charge, with the preliminary hearing tentatively scheduled for April 28th. The investigation's ongoing, and a tip line was set up for anyone who may have insight on the case. So anyone with information is asked to call 1-800-472-8477. Thursday. A drums man faces numerous charges after being involved in an accident Tuesday night that sent 3 people to the hospital. According to police, 22-year-old Hayden Jacobs was traveling north on Laurel Street when he struck a vehicle being driven by Frankieli de la Cruz Santos. Santos and 2 of his passengers had to be taken to the hospital, and Jacobs was transported for an evaluation. During the accident investigation, police found Jacobs in possession of over 400 baggies of suspected heroin and charged him with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. He was taken to Luzerne County Prison for lack of $25,000 bail. Friday. 8 people were killed and several others injured during a mass shooting at a FedEx facility near the Indianapolis airport. Police received a report of gunfire at the facility shortly after 11 Thursday night. Numerous witnesses said they saw the suspect enter the building with a rifle in his hand. He began yelling and started to fire the weapon, killing 8 people before turning the gun on himself shortly before police arrived. 5 others had to be taken to the hospital, and 1 was said to be in critical condition. The shooter, whose motive and connection to the facility remain unclear, was identified as 19-year-old Brandon Scott Hull. His house was being searched by the FBI, which is also conducting interviews. FedEx is cooperating with authorities and released a statement saying they're deeply shocked and saddened by the loss of their team members. That's it for your week in review, here on WYLN News.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Greater Hazleton. You want cars? We got them. We have the largest selection of pre-owned cars in the area. We have over 160 cars on the ground. Plus, if you're looking to trade your car, if you want to get rid of the payments, it will never be worth more than it is now. Whether it is a Ram, a Chevy, a Mazda, a Dodge, a Chrysler. Guys, we will give you top dollar. Your car will never be worth more than it is right now. So don't waste your time. Get down to Blaze Alexander Greater Hazleton and see where we take those deals. The other guys won't.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to talk to Jill Lallery and Dr. Alex about how chiropractic could not help her. She needed surgery, but she came back, and now we can still help her. So stay tuned.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
WYLN-CA 35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Eileen Perchek is leading the way into Autism Acceptance Month to wrap up this week's series. And welcome back to this week's final segment of Leading the Way with Eileen Perchik from SAFE. So, looking towards the future, what else is ahead, and can you just tell us a little bit about what SAFE has to look forward to?
Absolutely. Well, the future, for all of us at this point is a little uncertain with COVID. I think we're headed in the right direction. I mentioned those collaborative efforts. We are part of what's called the ACE Collaborative, which is funded by the All-in-One Foundation. I think for our future, that's huge for us. As I said, without the work of those people, the funding of our programs wouldn't be where they are and wouldn't have held through during COVID. So, the future of that is, fantastic with those collaborative efforts. As far as our fundraising efforts, we've been able to, ramp those up a little bit this year, which is great because we couldn't do anything last year. So, we took a really big hit. We have a golf tournament coming up on May 1st when we have some fantastic prizes. Again, the community and the sponsors have been amazing. Geisinger Spark ADMI has, stepped up and is our premier sponsor. And we have some fantastic prizes to give away. So if you're not doing anything on May 1st, come on down to Sugarloaf Golf Course. We'll be there all day. We do have a motorcycle run coming up this summer, which is a lot of fun with axe throwing at the end. That's a great time too. And then we usually have our dog walk, which is the first Sunday. It's a dog and 5K, 10K run. It's always the first Sunday in October at Whitetail Preserve. So those are our two big fundraisers, and we hope that COVID's on this end of it and we can get those off the ground.
Awesome. Sounds like an amazing time.
We're going to try.
All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this week, and an even bigger thank you to our guest, Eileen. Thank you so much for being on.
We always love coming to WYLN.
Well, everyone, have a great weekend. Best of luck. Best of life. Good night. And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or at WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LBHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN-TV.